Hey everyone, welcome to How Ines Rolls. Today I'm going to be showing you two super easy Valentine's treats that you can make for friends or loved ones or even coworkers. So let's get started. And when I say easy, I mean it. I have two of them. I'm going to be making creamy lemon bars. How good does that sound? And homemade brownies. Doesn't that just sound so good? And I'm going to be making homemade whipped cream to go on top of the brownies to make them so special. So first off, we're going to get started on the creamy lemon bars. So the first thing you're going to need is an 8x8, and then I'll show you the ingredients that you'll need as well. So you'll need a half a stick of butter, a pack of graham crackers, a quarter cup of sugar, and then for the creamy middle, it's going to need a sweetened condensed milk, 2 egg yolks, and a half a cup of lemon juice. So let's do this. So these desserts are perfect for Valentine's Day, which is why I'm showing these for you today. We've already had my first party in my classroom and for Valentine's Day, which is why I have a little bit of pink in my hair. So it was for the kids, but let's go and get this mix going. This is a little reminiscent of like my granola or my graham cracker bars. So we're going to be slicing that butter, putting in the 8x8 pan and sticking that into the oven while I crush up some graham crackers. I did say 350 degrees, right? That's where it's gonna go. It won't take very long, just long enough for me to crush these up. So I'm just using my handy dandy roller. And to this, I will add a quarter cup of sugar. It's so easy. I'm just gonna mix this and make a crust. I just brought this out of the oven. And so I am just going to dump everything into this 8x8. So here goes the graham crackers and the sugar. And we're just gonna make a nice little crust. Let me know if you are a lemon dessert lover. I think I am a huge fan of lemon desserts for sure. I love chocolate desserts. Let's just say I'm a fan of desserts. But I don't overdo it, you guys. So I think this recipe is perfect because it's in an 8x8 dish. And, I just feel like it's not like a big 9x13 where you could overdo it. So this is just perfect. And it's not like overtly sweet. The middle's gonna have like a real tangy, creamy inside. And to me, it's a little reminiscent of cheesecake. A creamy like cheesecake. So I'm just gonna get this pressed in and up the sides because I want this, the filling just to be like surrounded like a hug. So I'll bring it closer. Here we go. And then this is just gonna go back into the oven and this will go in there for 10 minutes. Trying to make sure all of the butter is nicely like in between all of the graham cracker, that there's no dry parts. And I want to get that sugar nicely mixed in as well. Now be careful, your pan still may be hot. Now mine feels pretty hot. So I'm just going to be careful with this and use the back of my spoon. Let the spoon do all the work. All right, so I'm gonna put this in the oven for 10 minutes. While the crust is going, I have a timer set. I'm just gonna make the filling. So I have my 2 egg yolks in here. I thought I'd spare you how I do it, but pretty much you're just gonna go back and forth, but don't lose the yolk, the middle. So I'm just because it makes a little bit of a mess. But I'm only gonna add this sweetened condensed milk, and I love when they have a little pull tab. The last few ones I've been getting, they have not. And then I'm just gonna mix that very well. And then I am just gonna add the lemon juice. Now, remember, it's just a half a cup of lemon juice. And you guys, most of these, I had most of these ingredients here at the house already. Like, I think the only thing I needed to get was the sweetened condensed milk. But I did have a whole bunch of them in the pantry. I just used my last one for Super Bowl. So, wasn't a big deal. I think my favorite sweetened condensed milks are from Walmart. Okay, you guys, so this is mostly, see how quick that was? Now I'm just gonna add the lemon juice. That's it. Just gonna get that going. And then we'll just wait until the crust is done. Such an easy dessert, am I right? Look at how creamy this filling is, you guys. It is, like when it cooks, I mean, it's not like, I would say like cheesecake that, you know what I mean? Like that cheesecake, like a New York cheesecake, but just kind of more like a creamier one. And it's so good. Okay, so we're just gonna fill that in here, get it back in the oven. These creamy lemon bars just came out of the oven. They are firm to the touch. I mean, they can kind of, it's a little warm, so I don't want to burn myself, but we're just gonna let this come to room temperature and then put it in the refrigerator. So that way they're nice and chilled, and it is so good. Now let's get started making some brownies. So I've had these homemade brownies, this mix, for years. I've had it because I used to make them in bulk. I would put the dry ingredients in like baggies, the Ziploc baggies or mason jars, and just keep them in the pantry. And so when my boys were wanting to make something, they could just pull one out and then add the wet ingredients to it. So also, this has a little cute story. I have taught this lesson or this recipe to our bunch of homeschoolers. I did a co-op years ago, and for a while there, I had a couple of parents say they love making it with their kids, and it was like the best recipe. Maybe they've found better now, but to me, it's so good, and I hope you think so too. So let me show you what you're gonna need. It's so easy. You'll need a 1/4 cup of the cocoa. It's not hot cocoa, it's just the cocoa. You'll need a 1/2 cup of flour, a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a cup of sugar. So that's kind of a lot, I know, but brownies are sweet, you guys. And then to the dry ingredients, we're going to be adding a 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, 2 eggs, and a teaspoon of vanilla. This one also goes in an 8x8. So here's another recipe that I don't feel like I overindulge in because there's not a lot of it. So this is like the perfect for like a dessert. Take it to some friends' houses or coworkers, right, you guys? It's Valentine's Day. Share the love. So I'll bring you closer and we'll get started on this recipe. Okay, first we're going to put some baking powder. Baking powder. Oh, you guys. After working a long day, it's not even long, it's just 4 hours, but I feel like my brain goes to mush. Let's do the salt. 1/4 cup of this. It sure smells good though. Now we're going to put in that cup of sugar. Okay, I'm just going to give this a little mix in. Kind of get all of those cocoa pieces a little more broken up. Next up, we're going to put the flour in just a 1/2 cup, you guys. So these are really, I think they're kind of chewy. So these recipes really aren't Paul for Paul, but the boys are gonna love them. I made him his own. Remember, you guys, in the last couple videos, he got his own set of M&M bars, so he's still enjoying those. All right, now we're going to add the wet ingredients. So you don't even need a hand mixer with this, or a mixer at all. So we're just going to now get going with the canola oil, or just the vegetable oil. I just kind of use whatever I want, whatever I have. Only I just don't use olive oil. So just a half a cup of oil, and a couple of eggs. I always hit my eggs on a flat surface so that the shells don't go into the bowl. And I'm going to put in vanilla, just a teaspoon. And I do a little whoopsie, you'll see. Whoops. So it's a teaspoon plus. We just really like vanilla. It really does enhance a lot of baking. And then that's it, you guys. So just mix that in. How easy is that? So we're just gonna give this a good little mix and put it in a greased 8x8 and get that in the oven. See, it's better than a mix. Look at that. So we're gonna get this going into an 8x8, and like I said, I'm gonna grease it. So we're gonna get this into the 8x8 and then get this into the oven. Still 350 for 20 to 25 minutes. And don't forget to set a timer. We'll see them in 20 or so minutes. So while the brownies are cooking, let's make homemade whipped cream. Now you guys, this stuff is so easy. I really should do it more often, but I don't always, so here we are. The recommendation for making your favorite, just making some whipped cream, is to have everything nice and chilled. The beaters were in the refrigerator in my bowl, so now it's nice and chilled, and all we're gonna do is just make 1 cup, which will yield 2 cups. So that's gonna be good for us. So, and then there's like kind of the debate on, should you use regular sugar or powdered sugar? I have regular sugar right now, so that's what we're gonna use. They say if you're going to like double and triple the recipe that you may wanna use powdered sugar. So we'll have 1 cup of cream, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and then 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Now, if you aren't a huge fan of a strong vanilla taste, you could probably just put in a half a teaspoon. But you know us, we like the oops. No, I'll just put in 1. And that's it, you guys. Now we just let the mixer do its thing. So I'll bring you closer. So I am all done, you guys. I don't know if you can see it on this beater, but you're wanting to do like stiff peaks. So it's like, you know, like whipped cream. So good, so fresh. So I'm just gonna cover this up, put it back in the refrigerator, and use it for when we serve the brownies. Okay, this loveliness just came out of the oven. Ooh, it smells so good. And it was pretty high up, and then I poked it just to see, and it kind of sunk a tiny little bit. You can kind of see it, but that's okay because the whipped cream will fill it back up. So I'm just gonna let these come to room temperature. They could even still be a little bit warm when we eat them, but I think I'm just gonna wait for the boys to get home, the older boys. So smells so good, you guys. And I will have all of the recipes linked below. It will have an abbreviated like directions, but I'll have all the ingredients. And I will have links to the videos that I have actually made these. They were some of my very first videos, you guys. But I thought for Valentine's Day, it seemed like a must. So I'm starting to put them on plates, dishing up. I thought I could let Jonas have some since he just got home from school. Now this is chilled, but it's not all the way chilled, so I'm gonna put it back into the refrigerator. But I cut about 9 equal pieces out, perfect size. I'll show you. Okay, look at those. Like the crust is a little bit crumbly, but I kind of like it like that. So you guys, it's up to you. If you guys want, you can put less graham crackers, maybe not a full container, maybe like 3/4 of a container, but I really love it. And I think a lot of them just came off the side because it went up the side. If you just put it straight on the bottom, it would be perfect. So let's make this even better. Boom! You guys, look at that. Oh, yes. That is some yummy whipped cream. So Jonas, you ready?
Yeah.
My taste tester. Let me get you a spoon.
Oh, it's like...
I know, it's kind of jiggly.
Oh.
Do you like that one? How's the whipped cream? Don't drop it. Maybe you should put it on the counter.
Oh, this is why we need a dog.
No way. They can't eat that. Okay.
I
know, I just want to see how easy that cuts. That's nice.
The lemon one, so good.
The lemon one's so good. All right, try that chocolatey one. You don't have to eat it all because we'll have some for later too.
I'll eat the lemon one.
It's that good, huh? It's still kind of warm, right?
Yeah, sure.
So I just had a bite of each, and I think the whipped cream is really good. But you guys, that lemon one is so good. That one may be my favorite. So I hope that you really like this video with these really super easy recipes that can be made for Valentine's. Let me know in the comments if you think you would like the creamy lemon bars or that homemade brownie. Can't forget the homemade whipped cream too, you guys. So thanks so much for watching the video, coming by the channel. I'm so grateful to all of you rollers who have supported me and my family. And what a wonderful way to show somebody you care about them and love them by making some yummy desserts. So stick around, rollers. You just never know what I'll be rolling out next. Bye, everyone.